That just goes beyond the whole traditional Christmas tree.
Cat starts playing with it and you take the ornament off, the cat might be like, oh, I don't care, I'm still going to play with your plant.
Oh gosh, will that burn the leaves?
Leave it up there for a month or 6 weeks,
Yeah.
it could start cutting into the branch.
Because I put pom-poms on my cactus.
Yep.
Like that's how I like to celebrate with my houseplant. You don't find monsteras out in the wild with flocking on them.
I'm going to variegate this one.
Yeah.
The Helpful Gardeners, the podcast that digs into the buzziest plant trends and news you need to know, regardless of your growing zone. Colin is a skilled horticulturist with decades of growing experience across Canada. Brandi is the greenest of green thumbs with a love of asking questions. Welcome to our garden nook.
It is Wednesday,
All right.
which means
Yep.
this is the day of the week that we kind of leave to you. And this week, we actually got some pictures in from our dear friends at Golden Acre. They just started decorating for Christmas. And you know, that's my jam too. So I had to share it on the podcast because it's a really cool kind of concept. You know, as gardeners, we love to find inspiration in plants.
Yep.
And they found inspiration in their plants and they started decorating them for Christmas. Like, that just goes beyond the whole traditional Christmas tree, right? They're really incorporating the Christmas spirit in all of their plants around the house. And I didn't realize how many plants Eduardo and Lucas have in their house.
Lucas has a alarming number.
Yeah. But so what we're going to do is we're going to put all of these up on our blog at goldenacre.ca/podcast. And you can have a look for yourself if you need a little bit of inspiration. But they've got all of their houseplants with like some little twinkle lights in them, lights trailing down their vines.
Oh, I love the one there on the pothos coming down in the front.
Right. That's so pretty.
Yeah.
They've got a palm and they've got ornaments kind of strung up on the palm. And I actually got really curious. I started asking around to everybody else that works here and just seeing like, do they also do this? Because I put pom-poms on my cactus.
Yep.
Like that's how I like to celebrate with my houseplants. And Jennifer down in the houseplant department, she doesn't actually put up a Christmas tree. She has I think they're called a Norfolk pine.
Oh, yeah, yep.
And she has it in her living room all year. And she puts it near the window. And then for Christmas, she brings it out so it's in a more of a spotlight location. And then she'll decorate it.
What a perfect idea.
Isn't that so cool?
Yeah.
So, you know, there's little things that you can be doing around your house to kind of make things festive, and including your houseplants is one of them. But I thought today it would be really fun to not only inspire, but to also maybe give some tips on things that you might want to keep in mind. Because, I mean, sure, we're here to inspire, but we would feel really bad if, you know, you went and decorated your plants and then killed them because of our advice.
Yeah.
One of the things that I immediately thought about when I was looking at the lights was, oh gosh, will that burn the leaves?
Old lights maybe, but I'd have to ask Lucas or Eduardo. They all look like LEDs.
Yes,
and
they are.
LEDs are not going to burn at all.
So make sure that they are LEDs and not incandescent. I feel like LEDs are the more common ones to find these days.
They are now.
Okay.
They are now. So back in the day, it was hard to find a good LED.
Yeah.
Now it's hard to not find a good LED. So the market has they're more energy efficient. They don't burn. They don't heat up. You get more longevity off them. So I think you're going to be okay as long as you use the LEDs.
Yeah. Another thing I thought about was the weight. So we saw on Eduardo's plants that he was putting some ornaments on it, right? And I don't know if his plant naturally kind of dips in that way, but if you put too heavy of ornaments down, then that could implicate the structure of your plant.
But what I worry about, so you put an ornament on, you're going to know really right away if that branch comes down really fast, oh, that ornament's too heavy.
Yeah.
But if you're on the cusp, I would err on the side of safety because a lot of them are going to be hung with really thin twine or wire. And if it's very heavy and you leave it up there for a month or 6 weeks, it could start cutting into the branch.
Oh, I never thought about that.
So when you lift it off after, you've damaged the branch and then all of your tip starts going brown. So I would be careful about, you know, maybe if you can use that coated twine or soft twine or something like that, so you don't have the wire going directly onto the fleshy part of your plant.
That's a good tip. Decorating and putting things that might be in front of the plant to limit the amount of sunlight it'll get. You know, so if you're like putting up your Christmas tree or you're putting up some decorations and now it's going to be implicated by like the sun can't reach it, that'll be something to keep in mind.
Yeah. And another thing, actually, speaking of environmental conditions, if you are going to put lights on a plant, maybe don't mist your plant with a spray bottle while the lights are on it.
Oh, yeah.
Because, when you decorate a Christmas tree, the lights go right to the bottom.
Yep.
Well, if you do something like that and the lights are in the soil and you water your plant, you could end up getting a short or an electric shock. We don't want anybody getting hurt. We're talking about the plants, but look after yourselves too.
Yeah, exactly. And also with the soil surface, really like watching what you're going to be covering the soil surface with. So like, it's not going to be like moisture wicking.
Yep.
Really be careful of like fake snow, cotton, kind of heavy fabrics that could wick away the moisture, because that could also change your watering schedule, but it could also breed more pathogens.
And speaking of snow, don't use spray flocking on your plants.
Oh,
so
I didn't think about that.
The fake snow that you spray on your trees and it gives them that white snow look.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're throwing those trees away. I would not recommend doing it on your plants, because you're going to eliminate photosynthesis and you're going to clog up the stomata.
Yeah, like earlier this week, we talked about how the Death Valley plant has like a fuzz on it, but that serves a purpose.
Exactly.
In this case, it does not serve the purpose. You don't find monsteras out in the wild with flocking on them.
Like, I'm going to variegate this one.
Yeah.
But because, on that note, something to remember playing the end game is anything you put on your plants, right? I don't care. You do you, man. You want Christmas in April, you put up Christmas in April. But anything you put on the plants has to come off the plants.
Yeah.
And sometimes, especially with the direction the leaves are going, it can be real easy to thread something on a plant.
Oh, but taking it off.
But then you go to take it off. Oh, this is an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, it's always fun when you're putting things on and then in January.
Yeah.
Right? That's a really good point, actually. And then I also want to talk about pets. I don't know about you, but I've definitely heard of, when I was downstairs as a cashier, customers who were like, yeah, I have a cat. And so the ornaments go up until this point in the tree. So like a foot off the ground so that the cats can't reach it. So just be mindful that your plants, if you put baubles on the plants, that the pets, your cats, might be more interested in them and then knock it down or...
And what you might do as well is if you put an ornament on it, and the cat starts playing with it and you take the ornament off, the cat might be like, oh, I don't care. I'm still going to play with your plant.
Yeah.
Like you may have like, Pavlovian trained your cat to attack your plant. So that's actually a really good point. Because we have a spot on where our tree goes. Jimmy, dog, not toddler. So the way it's set up, it's right next to like the little door you go through before you get to the front door. Well, somebody knocks at the door, and there's always somebody knocking at the door at Christmas time. Jimmy stands at that door, and he barks, and he's happy, but his tail's wagging.
Oh, my gosh, no.
And he's thrashing the tree, and he knocked like 2 ornaments off. So we've got a bit of a bare spot.
just to accommodate.
Yeah, just to be like, oh, that's where he wags his tail. So.
I love that, though. Yeah. If you have any decorating that you've been doing around the house with your houseplants, or you have funny stories like that where you have to accommodate some of your family members, to have Christmas decorations, love to hear about it. I would also go over to goldenacre.ca/podcast and then click on the most recent podcast episode, and you'll find a whole bunch of photos.
Feel free to inspire us.
Yeah, we want to absolutely, please inspire us. Reach out. We have a voice recorder, so you can send us a voicemail and we can include you on the next week's podcast episode. But that'll do it for now, and I guess we'll catch you on Friday.
This podcast is brought to you by Golden Acre Home and Garden. Find seasonal inspiration for your home and garden in Calgary, Alberta year-round. Visit goldenacre.ca. The comments and opinions expressed by the Helpful Gardeners on this show are our own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Golden Acre Home and Garden. For more information on everything we covered today and to leave us a voice note, visit goldenacre.ca/podcast. The Helpful Gardeners are on Instagram at The Helpful Gardeners Pod.